continue just finding out some more information for our topic about competitive sports. So the process, again, is making sure before I can do anything about writing an argumentative paper, I need to make sure that I have support and that I've kind of researched the information from both sides. So today, we're going to continue just like putting down some more information that people could use to support either side. And then after I'm done kind of doing that, if we have time, you guys will just continue doing it yourselves. So go to this thing. It says competitive sports articles. First thing is this, which is just more articles that you can read. Right. So we're going to go to the second one, which is this public school review one. Open that. Make sure you have that open. Or look here. It doesn't matter if you have yours open, but just know where it's coming from. And then next to that is this graphic organizer, which we'll just do another graphic organizer. Right, so this is the name of the article, and then where it comes from. And again, now we're going to make a table again. All right, so to create a table, make sure you're doing this. Click Insert, and then you hit Table. And then just like last time too, we're going to make it 3 by 20. So there you go. All right, so you should have a table now. Then you're going to put the pros, like kids should play.
Mister, do we make a copy of yours?
Yeah. Did I make it view only? My bad if I did. I didn't realize I did that to you. So yeah, just make a copy of it if it did not let you write on it. I didn't realize that I did that. That was an accident. Comes, like kids shouldn't play. And then here is location and right. So again, first part before I can write an argumentative essay again is this. I'm reading articles, I'm finding out what people think, and I'm just basically listing it out and where I'm getting it from. Okay? Make sure you are here. Let me change the color so it stands out. Let's make that yellow. This green. Make this whatever. Actually, let's talk. So this one. All right. Make that bigger so you can see. All right, I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to write that if you didn't do it yet. Make sure you are writing that down. I'm also recording this just in case you get kicked out or whatever, or you get lost. All right, so definitely we're going to split screen now. So let's pull this one to the right. This one to the right. And this one to the left. Alright, so I have both open so I can read it and write it. So you don't need to do this, but I need to do it so that I can see. You can just have this thing on the left open. Alright, so we'll read it. As I'm reading it, we'll just see if there's any arguments for either side, and then just list them. That's basically what we're doing. Alright, so I'm just going to ask you guys as I read. Alright, so it says pros and cons of sports competition at the high school level. Learn about the benefits and dangers of competitive pressure on athletes at the high school level. Teenagers today experience a myriad of benefits. That means a lot of benefits from competing in sports in public schools, from developing camaraderie and team building to honing physical and personal skills. Athletes discover the challenges of both winning and defeat as well. Yeah, there's definitely some information here. Is this going to be reasons why kids should play or shouldn't play in this paragraph?
Pro.
Yeah, pro. So what's some of the reasons they listed just there? What is one reason that they listed?
Athletes discover the challenges of both winning and defeat as well.
Yeah. This is the first paragraph. There's actually more there too, right? What's another thing that said? Besides discovering winning and losing. What is another thing that is there? What does this word mean? Does anybody know what that word means? Camaraderie. Does anyone know what camaraderie means? Nobody? Nobody? Alright. Camaraderie is basically learning how to be friendly with each other and work together. Okay? So, camaraderie is working well with others. Well, there's actually another thing here. Okay? Team building. Paragraph. Alright, make sure you have that. So you should have first paragraph, right? Because all this information's here, and then this is all pro stuff. Alright. With many benefits, however, teens competing in high school sporting events must simultaneously balance athleticism with the potential dangers such as an overly intense focus on the goal of winning. This goal can become a catalyst leading to destructive behaviors to an athlete's overall physical health and well-being. There's a reason here. Is it pro or is it con?
Pro.
That is incorrect, Mr. Santiago. There is a con there. What is the thing that is con there? Anybody? Anybody? What is the argument they're making against it? What is the argument they're making against? It's actually in.
Wait, what paragraph are we on?
We're on this paragraph here. So there's an argument against playing competitive sports here. What is it? It's actually right here.
That they're gonna focus of the goal of winning.
Exactly. So it's this. So the emphasis on winning only, right? Okay. Second paragraph. Right. So some people think that's a danger, right? So if you're only focused on winning, you're not learning other skills that are important, according to this article, right? All right. Again, emphasis on winning only. While sports are certainly an integral, that means important, component of the public high school experience, teens and parents must foster positive athletic experiences by maintaining awareness of all positive and dangerous behaviors and making informed decisions when their children are involved in athletic competition. So this isn't really a reason. It's basically just saying that parents need to be smart about it. Right? All right. Team building and public school athletic benefits. Personal development. Whether teens compete in team sports or engage in more individualized activities, all high school sports are fundamentally designed to help teens develop stronger personal and interpersonal skills and talents. Athletics offer teens a physical outlet to exert their troubles, angers, and emotions. As hormones alter teens' moods and thoughts, competition fosters an opportunity for teens to interact with fellow peers, coaches, and mentors, while helping them understand their own abilities and talents. All right, so there's definitely some information here. Is this paragraph for or against it? Is this paragraph for or against it? Kids playing. do you think? Is that paragraph 4 or is it the next? What do you think, Miss Ramos? Is that paragraph 4 or against the kids playing? Are you here, Miss Ramos?
What name, mister?
I said, is this for or against kids playing competitive sports, this paragraph here?
Oh, paragraph is down. Wait, were you calling my name?
Yeah, I was calling your name. I said, what do you think this paragraph is?
You were like calling off of my screen.
Yeah, it's fine. So this paragraph here, do you think it's that kids should or should not be playing competitive sports?
Pro.
Yes, that is pro.
I
Okay.
think it's a pro.
Yep. So what are some of the reasons that they have here? Anybody? What's one reason they said that kids? What's one thing kids are gaining? What is one thing that the kids are gaining here?
They engage with. They engage with more. They engage in more individualized activities.
Okay. Well, this is talking about another option. So an individualized activity is actually,
and it helps teens develop stronger.
Yeah, so this would actually be a reason. So teens develop stronger personal and interpersonal skills and talents. So let's write that. So teens develop stronger personal skills. What paragraph's in third?
Wait, mister. All right. Because I wanted to see. So I can write it down.
Yeah. The next sentence is actually another one. What's the next sentence say? What does the next sentence say, Mr. Perez? What does the next sentence say? Are you frozen over there, Mr. Perez?
Sorry, I'm still writing. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, finish that and then look at that next sentence. What is the next sentence giving us?
Where, mister? Where's the thing?
So we already have teens develop stronger personal interpersonal skills.
No, like the text that you're talking about.
What are you talking about? I'm confused by what you're asking me, Elijah. What are you asking me?
Wait,
he's talking
Mister,
about.
I know. Mister, I know.
Yeah, what is it?
When children and teens participate in group competitions and activities, they learn skills.
Yeah, we just went over that. But what's this saying? It's saying this next sentence here. It says athletics offer teens a physical outlet to exert their troubles, anger, and emotions. So what does that mean? If I were going to paraphrase that, what does that mean? What does that mean? Athletics offers teens a physical outlet to exert their troubles, angers, and emotions.
They let out their emotions on their team.
Exactly. Well, not on their team, but just through sport, right? So instead of like, I'm so bothered, I'm so angry, I'm so emotional. Instead, I'm just going to play a sport, right? So allows, I'm going to like paraphrase it, kids to vent their emotions. So instead of me taking out my anger on something negative, I'll play the sport, and it allows me to get rid of all that negative emotion or whatever, negative trouble or whatever, right? Instead of punching somebody in the face, I'm playing football and I'm not hurting anybody intentionally, right? Or I'm doing whatever type of competitive sport. As hormones alter teens' moods and thoughts, competition fosters an opportunity for teens to interact with fellow peers, coaches, and mentors while helping them understand their own abilities and talents. That last part is another one. So, what was said at the end? What does a sport allow you to do?
When children and teens participate in group competitions and activities, they learn skills that apply to opportunities and both on and off the playing field.
We didn't get to that paragraph yet, buddy. You're jumping ahead. We're still,
It shows their abilities.
yeah, you're basically
And,
learning your skills, exactly, right? So, if Michael Jackson never played basketball, he wouldn't realize that he was able to like slam dunk a ball and do like ridiculous things. So by playing a competitive sport, it teaches you like skills that you might not even know you even had, right? So you're learning about talents or abilities by playing sports. Right? If you never play sport, you wouldn't realize that maybe you're really fast, or maybe you wouldn't realize that you can jump really high, or maybe you won't realize that you're really strong, right? So different skills that you might have that you didn't even know you had, you're learning about it from playing a sport. That's why it's always good to try out new stuff because you don't know what you're going to be good at and what you're going to be, what talents you have. All right, let's keep going. When children and teens participate in group competitions and activities, they learn that apply to opportunities both on and off the playing field. Through competition, teens establish a solid work ethic that values practice and rewards determination. Teenagers enhance skills in self-reliance and team interaction, and develop new structures of self-motivation, discipline, and personal responsibility. This paragraph has like a ton of different things that the kids are learning. So let's break it down by that first sentence. So when children and teens participate in group competitions and activities, they learn skills that apply to opportunities both on and off the playing field. So what's the first reason?
that they can learn things playing on the field and playing off the field.
Yeah, so these things that they learn on the field could be taken elsewhere, right? So kids learn skills that can be used off the field. Paragraph. All right, and next part says, through competitions, teams establish a solid work ethic that values practice and rewards determination. So, you guys know what a work ethic is? What's a work ethic? You need to know what that is before you can kind of read about it. What's a work ethic? Does anybody know what that is? Is that new to everybody? What is a work ethic? Does anyone know what a work ethic is? Anybody know? Santiago don't know. Is Grayson still here? Grayson, do you know what a work ethic is? Mr. Ivy? Work ethic. Anybody know? Nadia? Nobody? Alright, so your work ethic, and we're going to write that there, right? So gain a work ethic. Your work ethic is basically your understanding of, if I want to be successful, I have to work, right? So it's basically teaching you how to work properly, right? So it's kind of like a job as teachers, kind of like motivating you to make you understand, like, all right, yeah. So it's like kind of like working hard, but I would actually even say like working smart as well. So it's not just working hard, but basically learning that by doing work, you gain success. Your work ethic is basically just teaching you, okay, you're going to work, right? So it's like basically getting people out of lazy mode or not working hard, right? Not working smart, right? That's what a work ethic is. So if you think about it in terms like of a sport, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever played sports. Those of you guys who have, like, they do all kinds of things, especially in like the beginning. Like they make you do like calisthenics, kind of like gym classes do in the beginning, right? So you got to do like 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, run around the thing for like 10 minutes, do all kinds of drills. And by doing all those types of things in a sport, it basically kind of like sets you up to understand like I got to work in order to be successful or whatever. Right? This is in the fifth paragraph. Right? Actually, is that fifth or fourth? No, it's fourth paragraph. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you basically got to do all kinds of stuff like that, right? So, that.
Sir, you put fourth paragraph and then just a fifth.
No, I think that's the fourth paragraph still, right?
Yeah, it's the fourth paragraph.
Yeah, I'm still in the fourth paragraph. Yeah. So if you want to be good at something, the bottom line is like having a work ethic is probably the most important thing that you need to kind of do. Establish a routine. Understand that. I mean, like if I want to do well at something, I have to keep doing it over and over and over and over again, and understand I can't just sit there and be lazy and expect to be good. All right. Teenagers enhance skills in self-reliance and team interaction, and develop new structures of self-motivation, discipline, and personal responsibility. So these are all other ideas here. What does self-reliance mean?
Rely on yourself.
Yeah, basically relying on yourself, right? So self-reliance, which is being able to work by yourself. Okay, so sports sometimes teach you that. Team interaction's kind of been covered earlier. Yeah. So these are kind of tied to each other, right? Basically, work ethic is kind of tied to discipline. Self-reliance is kind of tied to self-motivation as well. Let's put them together, though. So self-reliance and self-motivation, basically, you doing what you need to do for yourself. Right? All right, let's continue. Researchers at the Institute for the Study of Youth Sports at Michigan State University report kids who participate in organized sports do better in school, have better interpersonal skills, are more team-oriented, and are generally healthier. More specifically, Metzel and Shukoff further assert that sports help teens develop an array of personal skills, including resilience, attitude, control, time management, and long-term thinking abilities. So again, this paragraph has a ton of things too. So let's start listing them. First thing they say is actually up here, which is important. So kids who participate in sports do better in school. And so kids play sports better in school. We kind of talked about that already. This is kind of just kind of skip that. This bottom part has a lot of new ideas. So what are some of the ideas down here that kids learn?
They learn how to control their attitude.
Yeah, so attitude. What else? What are some of the other things besides attitude?
Time management.
Yep. What else?
Long-term thinking.
Yep. And there's one more there too. I don't know if you know what that word means.
Resilience?
Yeah, what does resilience mean? You guys know what that means or no?
No.
Anybody? Ever hear that word before? If I say you are resilient, what does that mean? Nobody? right. So what resilience?
Don't it mean like
Yeah, go ahead. Somebody was saying something.
don't it mean like you're strong or something like that?
Yeah, it kind of deals with strength, right? So resilience means that um, like bad things can happen to you and you keep going through it. That's what resilient means, right? So being able to take difficult situations and continue. That's what being resilient means, right? So something that's resilient doesn't break easily. It keeps going. All right, so these are all from the fifth paragraph. Mm. Let's keep going. The Kansas State High School Athletic Association has created the following video highlighting the numerous benefits of participation in athletics. I'm not going to watch that video right now. All right, let's look at physical fitness. While teens competing in sports are certainly exposed to opportunities to enhance their personal and social development, athletes competing in public sports also expand their physical abilities and fitness levels. Today's teens are exposed to an array of entertainment avenues that may foster laziness, such as TV, video games, other media devices, but the traditional experience of sports, exercise, and kinesthetic activities help boost teens' minds and bodies. Involvement in sporting activities keeps children moving and engaging physically, vital for their overall health and well-being. So, if you look at that last sentence, pretty much sums up what that paragraph is saying. So, what's another benefit of competitive sports? What is a benefit? Look at that last sentence. What is the last sentence telling us? Mr. Felice, do you know that last sentence?
Wait, Mister, are we in the first paragraph of physical fitness?
Yes.
All right.
What is the last sentence telling us, Giovanni? Last sentence. What does it tell us? Can you hear me, Mr. Felice? Are you there, Gio?
Parents and teenagers can make informed choices
I don't know what
that
we're
lead
looking
to
at.
success in high school and beyond.
No, that's not what we're looking at. I don't know what you're looking at.
Wait, Mister, is it that it could stable your moods?
No. We're looking at the last sentence.
Vital for their their overall health and well-being.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So it keeps you healthy. Right, so sports keeps your body fit and healthy. Right, kind of commonsensical, right? So if I'm running around playing a sport, obviously it's helping my body get in shape, which is obviously good for you. The rest of this paragraph says like how like other things are bad for you, but sports is like good for you, right? All right. So next paragraph. During these formative years, teenagers' bodies grow and change constantly. Participation in sports can help teens learn how to maneuver and adjust their changing body and physical abilities. That's actually useful there too. So, what did they just say there? What's another reason for why sports are good for teenagers, especially? I don't know if you guys recognize this either. You might, boys especially. I kind of noticed they have this issue. How are sports helpful for teenagers? What was that first sentence telling us? What is this first sentence telling us?
In sports, can help teens learn how to maneuver and adjust to their changing body
Yeah, exactly.
and physical abilities.
Yeah, so some of you guys are going through this now. You're growing, so because you're growing, your body is like super clumsy. So this age and teenagers, like,
I noticed that.
yeah,
I've been tripping.
yeah, exactly. You just trip and fall over stuff, like your feet like aren't used to your body growing and whatever else, so you find yourself banging into things all the time and tripping and falling and doing whatever, and it's because you're just not used to your body's development. So obviously, if you're playing a sport, it teaches you have to know how to use your body pretty well to do it. So teens learn how to use their body as it grows. Paragraph 7. Obviously, pretty useful. In addition, a teen's hormone and chemical makeup are constantly in flux. Involvement in sports can actually help the body produce more positive chemicals, such as endorphins and adrenaline, which creates more stable moods, positive feelings of happiness, and decreased feeling of depression or sadness. So, what's the other benefit here? What's another benefit?
It helps decrease feelings of depression and sadness.
Yeah. So again, I'm just paraphrasing, right? So it helps stop you from being sad because body produces positive chemicals instead of negative hormones. You feel crazy. So again, teenagers, like, your bodies are going through like the most wacky part of your life. So playing a sport would help calm the wackiness of your body, essentially, right? Helps you deal with your emotions a little bit better because you're doing a sport instead of just sitting there feeling wacky. All right. Collegiate preparation, that means getting ready for college. While teens adopt an array, that means a bunch of new and enhanced skills through participation in athletics, teens even more notably become more rounded college applicants. When applying to colleges, regardless of the collegiate location or status, most schools will review an applicant's full 4-year transcript, which includes grades, course load, intensity, test scores, and extracurricular activities. By participating in sports and other extracurricular clubs, excuse me, and organizations, an applicant demonstrates the ability to manage academics with additional responsibilities, an important quality as a successful student. This balance illustrates student self-discipline, social involvement, and general well-roundedness. Furthermore, scholarship opportunities may be available for students who display noteworthy abilities and athletic skills. So there's two things that they basically say here. So the first one is when colleges are looking at kids, right? They see somebody who's an athlete, and that makes them look better, right? So kids who are athletes are looked at in a better light if they play the sport. That's paragraph 8. All right, we're going to make another table on the bottom because there's no more room. Insert table 3. I'm just putting it underneath. Again, you guys know how it's thing. All right, so that's the first thing, that kids who are athletes are looked at better, so you have a better chance of getting in. And then the last sentence, what is this last sentence? Further scholarship opportunities may be available for students who display them. What's that? What is that? Cepeda, what do you think, my dear? Miss Mary? Can you hear me, Miss Cepeda?
Mister, can you repeat that? I was writing down the other one.
That's fine. I said the last sentence says, furthermore, scholarship opportunities may be available for students who display noteworthy abilities and athletic skills. What does that mean? Do you understand what that means?
I think that it means that.
Do you know what a scholarship
like-
is? You have to know what a scholarship is. If you don't know what a scholarship is, then maybe it'll be confusing. Does anybody know what a scholarship is?
I do.
What's a scholarship, Michael?
A scholarship is like, let's say you do good with grades and you do go to school. It's basically like a free pass to something
Yeah, exactly.
that
Right?
you want.
Yeah, so scholarships are basically money that is spent for you to go to school. So basically, right? So obviously, athletes who get scholarships because they're really good at their sport, they get to go to school either discounted or cheap or free, right? So that's what a scholarship is. So basically, they're saying, right, kids who are talented in sports can get discounted / free college tuition, which is basically paying for it. This is the 9th paragraph. And probably one of the best reasons for, doing a sport is it helps you get into college, and if you're really good, it'll pay for it. And actually, maybe when you guys get to college, they're going to start paying kids to play, which is probably going to happen soon. So really good athletes, I think, are going to start getting paychecks at colleges. All right, now I did all of those paragraphs. All of those were mostly positive. You're going to continue. You guys only have like 10 or so minutes today to start this. Just keep reading this article. Again, this article is the second one on here. So go to this one. The second one, pros and cons, click on it. We're over here where it says balancing the pros and cons. So these are going to be obviously probably more negative reasons. Just keep reading it. Go paragraph by paragraph and start listing out some of the negatives. Right? Obviously, the negatives would be in this column. And again, we only got like 10 minutes or so I don't expect you to finish, but you should have a couple done by the time we leave. Make sure you're writing the paragraph you're getting stuff from and the actual reason. All right. If you have questions, let me know.